that patrol.
Welcome to Tartan High School. We got girls basketball on the docket for tonight as the Tartan Titans host the Simley Spartans in Metro East action. I am Sam Erickson, glad to be reunited with my partner John Miller. Been a while, John.
Yeah, Sam, it's been way too long for us to call a game. And what better game than Zaria Chevrolet's return to Tartan?
You got that right. One of the storylines we're going to be following here tonight is Zaria Chevrolet transferring to Simley this year after playing at Tartan for a few years. There's a look at some of the Tartan players that remain. And first, we'll take a look at those Metro East standings. You see Simley sitting there pretty nice at the top.
Yeah, Sam, you got to imagine that if Zaria Chevrolet was on this Tartan team, that these standings might look a little different. Nonetheless, she's led this Simley team to a 10-1 conference record, 18-5 overall. Tartan struggling with the loss of Chevrolet. They're 4-6 in conference, 9-13 overall. So they're definitely missing her presence down low, and she was a key cornerstone of this team since she was in 8th or 9th grade.
Yeah, varsity member since the 8th grade. So a lot of people surprised to see that record for Tartan, but not surprised when they hear about the loss of Chevrolet.
Yeah, it was definitely a loss that they couldn't afford. They definitely miss her this year. They would definitely be competing for that Metro East crown. Now they're sitting in the middle of the pack.
I believe we are going to take a brief pause for the national anthem. We will resume after that.
Thank you. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. We'll begin by introducing the starters for the visitors from.
All right, as we talked before that anthem, Zaria Chevrolet now a member of this Simley Spartans team and definitely leading the way.
Yeah, and adding an extra 14 points per game. I think she's the leading scorer of this Simley team. And that she is by 2 points. So, you know, she only had 5 points in the last game, and they won 62-50 a couple games ago against this Tartan team. And I want to guarantee you that she has a few more points than that tonight, Sam.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic, a low number there for Chevrolet. But like you, I wouldn't be surprised if she adds to that tally in this game tonight. But, you know, that 12-point deficit for Tartan, not too bad, pretty close. And this one maybe will be a little bit closer than the standings suggest.
Yeah, especially when that game was at Simley. You know, Tartan's got the home court this game. It could be a completely different ball game. Not too much of a crowd here tonight. It is only a Tuesday night. So, you know, they're going to have to find some sort of momentum on the court.
We're getting the starting lineups right here. One of our players to watch for the Tartan Titans. Don't know if they've called her name yet. It's going to be number 23, Kendra Ekerekie. There she is right there. And she's kind of taken over the reins now that Zaria Chevrolet has left.
Yeah, Sam, she's filled those reins pretty well. She's averaging 15.8 points per game. You got to think that she's a little disappointed that Chevrolet transferred. Those two would have been a nice 1-2 tandem to lead this team atop the Metro East. Unfortunately, they are not. And as I've talked before, they're sitting in the middle of the pack. And those two, I think, are going to go at it a little bit this game, Sam. They play the same position. I'm going to guess they will be guarding each other tonight.
Yeah, a couple players very familiar with each other as well. And as for the Simley team, we looked at their standings. There's head coach Mark Stensgaard, but we looked at those Metro East standings. They're competing for that Metro East championship right there with Hill Murray. So this is a big game for them tonight as well.
Yeah, Hill Murray having a heck of a year this year. 11-1 in conference, 22-2 overall. Hill Murray not known for their basketball prowess, mostly a hockey school, but they're definitely showing some very good basketball play this year, Sam.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Stensgaard's going to want to get a W, and there's a look at head coach Kurt Russell of your Tartan Titans, I believe in his second season. And I'm not sure, with the loss of Chevrolet, things were a little bit tougher this year. I'm not sure things worked out exactly as he would want, but right in the middle of the pack of that good Metro East.
Yeah,
not a bad
very
spot.
good in the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie as well, Sam.
Same pronunciation, not the same spelling, but I like it. I like it, John. Kurt Russell, the head man over at Tartan. Tartan's going to work it around. They got the opening tip. There's Takara Mason. She's been a part of this squad on the varsity team since 8th grade. Rebound to Ekareke. She's got an easy lay-in, and the follow-up is good.
Yeah, Ekareke, just happened to be at the right place at the right time off the missed three, and she gets the easy two.
That's good for Tartan to start off getting the first points here tonight. Chevrolet swings it to Danzo. Danzo tries to enter it back into Chevrolet. Ball off a Tartan player, and will stay on this end.
Yeah, tough defense denying Chevrolet of that 2-point basket. Ball goes out of bounds.
Danzo to inbound. Work it back inside. Takara Mason, good defense, even though she's given up a couple inches, and now it goes to Aurora Roberts, and she'll bring it up the other way. Roberts looking in the corner for Navia Mosher, another player on this Tartan girls team that's been a part of this varsity program for a few years.
Yeah, she sure has. I mean, this would have been a pretty tight-knit group. I mean, all these girls have been playing together for a long time. You got to imagine they've been playing together since they were 5-6 years old, Sam.
A lot of girls with varsity experience, but only one senior on the roster, that being Ekareke. There's Takara Mason. Mason dribbles into a double team, cross court. Motion out to the top of the key. Mason beyond the arc, doesn't hit anything. Roberts can't save it, and it'll go to Simley.
Yeah, Mason's not afraid to shoot the ball, and she could shoot it pretty dang well. Unfortunately, that one misses everything.
Yeah, Takara Mason, believe, got varsity minutes as an 8th grader, just like Zaria Chevrolet, now with Simley. As we've discussed, she's going to bring it up and hand it to Danzo. Danzo's going to set up the play.
Yeah, Mason coming in and averaging 10 points per game on the year. Pretty solid.
And the floater is good. That's Benita Franco with the nice splash. And Mason with the jumper. That falls, and Tartan reclaims the lead, 4-2. Good for Takara Mason to see one fall early.
Yeah, if she gets hot, she can stroke it pretty well, Sam.
That entry pass from Franco goes awry. Turnover goes to Tartan.
So Tartan starting off well here, playing tough defense, getting some easy shots on the basket. They're going to need that to continue. And I have no doubt it will.
Simley in the 2-3 zone right now. Tartan's going to work around the perimeter. Aurora Roberts from deep, and that is good. Excuse me, it's Katia Cummings, number 3. And Tartan's up 7-2.
Yeah, Katia Cummings, she can shoot the ball. I mean, they have a lot of scorers on this Tartan team. 3 players averaging double digits. Katia Cummings averaging 9 points per game.
And not much defense you can do there. Good defense, but Zaria Chevrolet able to get it up off the glass, and it goes, her first 2.
You don't want to see her getting hot, Sam.
They D'd that up about as well as they could. She just put the talent on display. There's Roberts. That one off the iron, and Franco pulls down the board. A little bit of pressure, but Simley able to get out of it.
Yeah,
now
nice ball movement on that last possession. Sorry, Sam.
No worries. Chevrolet attacking, dishes out to Nicole Gellerud, and Gellerud knocks down the baseline jumper.
Yeah, Tartan's lead down to 1. Smooth jumper right there from Gellerud, Sam.
Starting to see why the Simley team has had some success. 3 different scorers, all with nice shots. A couple of hit nothing but net. Now
Tartan's
Chevrolet
been
the other
finding
way.
some open shots. They got to capitalize on it if they want to win this game.
Here's Gellerud up to Franco.
This one's from deep.
Stensgaard. That one off the mark. Rebound to Ekarecki. She's going to push it and double dribble as she got a little caught in between what she wanted to do there. And turn over to Simley.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ekarecki, they had the nice little fast break going, and she, I think she got a little too excited and didn't know what to do with it. She probably should have just went up for the layup right there. She was, in vicinity of the basket, probably about 4 feet out. Sometimes, instead of the sweet-looking pass, you got to take the easy 2.
Yeah, it looked like she saw that teammate at the last second and had a second thought. Franco has it tapped away. Moster trying to chase it down, but it'll stay with Simley.
Yeah, quick hands there by Moster. Would have been a 6 steal if she was going to, if that ball just slowed down just a little bit.
Yeah, Simley coming out a little casual to start, but looking pretty good on the last couple possessions.
Yeah, both these teams playing real tough to start, Sam. You got to like the energy that we're seeing out of both of them.
Good take from Franco. Not a lot there. Foul, and we'll go to the line.
Yeah, you know what? We're not a Tartan homer. We're not a homer for any of these teams. Honestly, Sam, I think Franco was a little out of control on that one, and that should not have been a foul call, but nonetheless, she's at the line for 2.
Yeah, not sure if the official saw arm reach in there, but Franco will go to the line, misses the first. And going to look to see if she can tie things here at 7 early on with the second.
I know it's early in the game, Sam, but free throws matter. You got to at least make 50% of them, especially in girls basketball, and that they did right there.
And Simley with that 12-point win a couple weeks ago against Tartan, they probably knocked down some crucial free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, they never have, the most updated scoring on the MM Basketball Hub. You got to wonder who stepped up for this Simley team with Chevrolet only scoring 4 points, or 5 points.
Mason off balance, hits the follow-up J, and Tartan back in front, 9-7.
Yeah, Mason's got a smooth jumper, Sam. You don't want to get her too many good shots on the basket. She can shoot very well.
Tartan defense forced baseline, and we've got another foul. I don't think Coach Russell cared for that call either. So 9-7, Tartan leading, 13:05 left to go here first half.
Let's see the foul right here.
You like Aurora Roberts forcing her baseline.
Yeah, it looked like, it did look like Roberts got a little too much body on there, a little hand to chest.
Simley gives it up again. Tartan going the other way. Mason finds Moster. Simley doing a little bit more pressure beyond the 3-point arc as Tartan's not been shy at throwing him up. Off. Mason the follow-up. That's short. Another offensive rebound for the Titans. Here's Ekarecki, foot on the line. That'll be a 2, but another big bucket.
Great ball movement to get wide open shots, Sam. I'm really liking what we're seeing out of this Tartan team. Not taking the contested shots, letting the defense come to them, that 2-3 zone, drifting in, and they find the open woman, and they eventually just wait, and they keep passing and passing until they find the right shot.
I know you know this, John, but a great way to beat that 2-3 zone is to pass the ball around. So far, so good for Tartan. They're going to slow things up here as Simley's going to reset back into that zone, and there's Mason trying to do a little bit too much on her own, not working the ball around, and you see the result.
Yeah, she kind of dribbled herself down in a hole here, down on the low post. 2 defenders, come on her. She had nobody behind her, nobody to her left. She had nowhere to go with the ball, and she eventually just threw it out of bounds. Not a great play there by Mason.
She's definitely going to have to step up as not a senior, but one of the upperclassmen leaders on this team. It's had a few years on varsity. Stensgaard gets a good look, got some legs under it, just rattles out, finds his way back to Chevrolet. She's not even going to get challenged, and that one's off.
Yeah, Chevrolet's never been the greatest three-point shooter, Sam.
I was going to say maybe Katya Cummings knew something there. She didn't even worry about getting out and getting a hand in the face.
Not at all, Sam. And, great job by Danzo right there. Getting stuffed a little bit, but she regroups, gets the rebound, and goes up for the easy two.
Yeah, big bucket for Simley on the third try after a couple missed threes. And there's Mason's bread and butter, top of the key, couple feet back. And that one goes right through.
Yeah, 7 points already, only averaging 10 points per game. So she's over 50% of the way, folks. But you do not want to see her get hot. She's got a great shot, Sam.
Yeah, that stat surprises me, honestly, at only 10 points per game. She gets open for a couple threes. She's usually money.
Great defense by Tartan to start, Great. Oh, looked like it maybe should have been a foul there.
Good job by Chevrolet. Didn't make a lot of contact, had her presence known. Thought Mosher was going to knock it down. Comes out, but it looks like we got a foul on the ground. Ball will stay with Tartan. And foul on the shot.
Yeah, it did look like good defense, but you could see the arm smack from here just didn't rise up enough to block the shot.
Roy Roberts going to the line.
Gets the first one to go for her first points of the game. Comes into the game averaging 11 points per game. This team has about 10 different players averaging at least 1 point per game. So a lot of different people can score on this one. Might be getting a lane violation here.
We got an official's timeout. Looking up at the clock or scoreboard, maybe. Oh, there may have been some issue. I'm getting word there may have been some issue on the exchange between the referee and the free throw shooter.
Did the point count?
It
did.
I don't think they took it off the board. In-house scoreboard still reading 16-9 in favor of Tartan.
It counted.
And I think we're going to count it.
Hey, the refs come in the court, they get the call right.
Zaria Chevrolet does what she does best, knocks down that free throw line jumper. Good response.
Chevrolet up to 4 points on the night. And there's a steal.
This is going to be Danzo. Danzo lay in, and she got it to go.
Beautiful steal by Danzo. She had a fast break to the net.
And quick 4 points for Simley after going down 7. Royal Roberts gets the fadeaway jumper to go.
Roy Roberts up to 4 points now. Beautiful little fadeaway.
Quite a bit of touch. Franco driving, baseline, nothing there. Mason tried to save it, but foot on the line, and it'll stay with Simley, but good D again.
Yeah, but she was, whole body was out of bounds. The ball just fell in her lap, and she's like, oh, wow, this is not where I'm supposed to be.
It's unfortunate. Good defense, though, from Takara Mason. And we're going to have a timeout. With that brief break, we'll take a look at some of the upcoming schedules. Things wrapping up here for the girls' basketball season.
Huge game for Simley coming up. On February 22nd, they take on Hill Murray for that conference championship, Sam. I mean, I wish we covered those teams, but we do not cover Hill Murray anymore. But that's a huge one, folks, so keep that on your radar. Whether you're just checking the scores or you're going to go check out the game, it should be a good one.
And I'm sure Hill Murray is going to pay attention. If Tartan keeps the lead here with this one, that might take a little bit of meaning away from that matchup last game of the season at Hill Murray if Tartan picks up a win here.
Simley is actually one of Hill Murray's 2 losses. They beat Hill Murray at home 51-39. So if they could sweep the series, that could give them the crown.
You saw there, Tartan has South St. Paul with one of their remaining games, a team they beat pretty handily earlier in the season. And what looked like a travel initially wasn't called, but we're going to have a turnover nonetheless. Ball back with Tartan. Cara Mason left wide open, just off. Rebound other side to Zaria Chevrolet.
Wide open was the Simley player, Danzo. If they have a better pass, is easy 2. and that would be Simley only down by 3. You got to make those passes when you're on the road. Every point matters, just like every free throw does. They may not matter early, you may not think so, but they will come back to bite you in the end in high school basketball.
Oh. Looks like Katia Cummings got caught in between decision there herself, and we'll have a travel and another turnover.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, she just got caught in between decisions like you just said, Sam.
Stensgaard's going to get it set up, gets to Chevrolet. Chevrolet just attacks the basket, a little strong. Attempt to be saved, but it's going to stay with Simley.
Great hustle there by Aurora Roberts. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to stay in bounds, and you know, great backside help there on the Chevrolet drives. You know, to put up a contested shot, she misses it. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come down with the rebound.
Here's Aaron Borkard to inbound, dangerous inbound, tapped a couple times. I'm going to say it came last off of Tartan and Aurora Roberts.
Yeah, Aurora Roberts, she's been getting her hands in the passing lanes almost since the start of the game. She's playing outstanding defense. She's going to have to keep that up. Roberts guarding Chevrolet, so that's a tough task, Sam.
And it looks like right now, Simley is trying to run their offense exclusively through Chevrolet. There she goes to attack the basket. Nice little kick. Danzo thought about it for a long time. Maybe should have pulled the trigger, but nice find. Borkard not standing there, getting open and getting an easy 2.
Yeah, great job by Borchard there, you know, not firing it up right when she got the ball, doing a couple pivots, eventually finding the right shot.
Mason's entry pass nearly goes away. Ekareki attacks, and we're going to have a block and 2 shots. Simley didn't like it, but a lot of contact in that lane.
Yeah, I think Danzo, she had the right movement on that, but she was inside the circle, Sam, so that's a charge every time. But that was great defense. She had her feet set. Everything was good. Great call by the referee to notice where she was on the court.
A couple important free throws right here for Tartan. Ekareki able to knock down the first. Tartan's trying to stop this brief Simley run. 19-15, 8:32 left to go in the opening frame.
Those 2 free throws get Ekareki up to 6 points on the night, averaging 15.8 on the year. I like the intensity that this Tartan team is bringing out to start the game, Sam. Hitting passing lanes, driving the basket, shooting threes.
Good drive by Stensgaard, but leaves it just short. Mason, long baseball pass ahead. Ekareki can't get it to go. Good rebound, back out to Mason. She fires up the 3, thought that was gonna go. Good rotation, but can't get it. Tartan's gonna reset after the offensive board. Mosher takes it, teardrop, that don't go. And
lots of second chance points there in that
by
possession.
Simley.
Sorry, Sam. Lots of second chance points in that possession. They had to come away with 2 points, extend that lead to at least 7. One thing you don't notice, Takara Mason, she's a smooth basketball player, Sam. With that ball in her hand, she knows how to pass it. She knows where everybody's at on the court. She knows where she's at on the court.
Good movement to find the high post, but can't be knocked down as Aurora Roberts just missed.
0 for 4 on that possession, Sam. Very unfortunate to come away with 0 points. All close shots on the basket that just rimmed out.
This one goes back out to Stensgaard. Stensgaard, good presence of mind to get it to Chevrolet. She's off on the 3. And even better presence of mind by Borkart there, but ref says she was on the line, so the ball will go to Tartan.
I'd like to see that replay, Sam. It looked like a heck of a play, but the ref had a better view than we did.
Yeah, it looks like we might give you that opportunity to see the replay. Let's take a look.
That's a terrible call.
I think that was well played by Borkard. Heady play by the sophomore.
I think there's some hometown cooking on that one, Sam.
It was awful close. We're going to take a close look at it. It looked like her heel maybe was hovering just above the out-of-bounds line.
Blue line, shoe, throws off the...
Oh,
nope.
does it?
I don't see it, Sam.
Well, it doesn't. She's not helping herself out with the blue shoes. Maybe the official got a little bit confused with the out-of-bounds line.
That definitely could be it. He also had a better angle than we did, but we got the read. Here we go.
Hey, how about our production crew? Nice
Great
job.
camera work.
A lot of good angles here, good replays.
It's not.
Whoa.
That's in.
I think I saw some court. Hey, but we have the benefit of replay up here.
But he had the benefit of being right there.
And sometimes you got a lot to look at.
That's so true. The refs do a great job for high school basketball. They're definitely better than Big Ten refs in college basketball.
You're not biased or anything.
No, not at all.
Nice ball movement again by Tartan, and that's a nifty maneuver as Roberts gets the left-handed lay-in to go.
Yeah, Roberts up to 6 points now. As you said, Sam, great ball movement continues to happen for this Titan squad, and it needs to continue, as well as the stingy defense.
Gellerud tries to work it around. Now it's to Borkhardt. Good intensity on defense from Tartan, but we're going to have a foul call. Thought we might get a jump.
Yeah, Mostert just a little late getting there, too handsy. Or else she would have had it.
Yeah, came in aggressive. You saw Coach Kurt Russell over on the Tartan sideline with a couple of thumbs in the air. I think he wanted that jump as well.
Yeah, and I think he's loving the intensity these girls are bringing into the game. You know, great defense, going after steals. They're playing tough, Sam.
Inbound under the basket. Franco stays in bounds. Borkhardt pump fake. Gives it off. Abby Hepper, number 30, into the game now. Sophomore forward for the Simley Spartans. Hepper to Chevre. Hepper there for the screen. Chevre eventually uses it, gets into the lane. And she's going to be pretty automatic from there, John.
Yes, she will, Sam. She's up to 6 points on the night. Playing very well. Can't give her that good of a look at the basket.
And quick turnover from Tartan. Tried to cut her off. Borkhardt got the shot up. Comes off, and Moster's right there to collect.
Yeah, Moster, you know, she disrupted that play on the shot. Comes back, gets the rebound. That was all Moster on that play. Great hustle.
Good job working the ball around the perimeter. Just short on the three-pointer. And boy, if Tartan could be knocking down some of these open threes, John, this could be a really big lead for them.
Yeah, this could be a blowout right now. Instead, they're up by 5. But don't even get in between number 44, Nicole Gullerud, and the rebound, because she's going to throw some bows at you. Love the tenacity pulling down those boards.
Here's Franco. Hepper, now they work it inside, just like you said. Great job to pin the defender and get low by Gellerud.
Yep, exactly right. She's up to 4 points now. You know, she had a great rebound and then the great low post shot right there.
Great follow from Takara Mason, following her own miss. And I think she's got a few words for the opposition after that one.
Yeah, Mason up to 9 points. Great follow through to get her own rebound. You know, a lot of people be dejected off a missed shot. She doesn't even phase her. She goes back, gets the rebound, throws up the contested 2, and gets it to drop.
For all you young ball players out there, that's exactly what you need to do. Don't stand there watching. Go get your own rebound. You might have a second chance.
Yeah, double teaming Chevre on that low post. Gets Gullerud the open shot. Unfortunately, she can't hit it.
I think we had a foul away from the ball on the rebound.
Yeah, not too sure on who that one was on. I think it was on number 10, Clara Tomke.
I'm not sure if they have that player right. I don't have it.
No, they do not.
Don't have a 10 out there right now. Maybe they meant 30 in Hepper. Regardless, 24-19, 4.5 to go in the first half. Nice job right now by Tartan keeping that lead. Simley going the other way. Franco takes it herself. Great defense by Katya Cummings. Now she goes the other way. Miss, but Ekareki there for the follow and just leaves it short. End-to-end action as Franco gets it back. She was still down there from the possession before and makes the uncontested lay-in.
Yeah, she gets her first 2 points, or excuse me, her 4th point of the night.
Katya Cummings throwing up a quick three-pointer.
Yeah, not great shots. Cummings had 3 straight shots that were rushed. She had a three-pointer, and then she had the layup that was rushed. And then she took another three-pointer rushed. Set the offense up, you know, dice up the zone, do what you were doing at the beginning of the game. That's why you had the lead. I don't know what Cummings is doing right now. She had an easy run up for the layup, and she decided to try to draw the contact into her when she had the easy 2-pointer.
Not to mention throwing up the quick shot after the turnover, a couple quick wasted possessions. Takara Mason says, hey, I'll take care of some business. hit one from downtown, and it's back up to a 6-point lead for Tartan.
She's on fire, Sam. She may miss once in a while, but she's got 12 points, only averaging 10 on the year. This is the Takara Mason that I think Tartan loves to see. Just a sophomore, Sam. She's got a lot of basketball in her left. We've been watching her play JV before these games the past couple of years. She's definitely earned a starting role on the squad.
That one off. Ekarecki there for the rebound. She's going to push it up the other way. Looking for a teammate. Comes off Simley hand. It'll stay on the Tartan end.
Yeah, nice idea with the fast break. Unfortunately, the defense was just there to stop it. Nonetheless, Tartan's got a 6-point lead with 3 minutes left to go in the first half. And, you know, this is kind of the ball game we were expecting, Sam.
And sticking with that 2-3 defense is the Simley Spartans. There's number 32. That's Michaela Harris, recently checked in. Mason's going to let it go again, and that one falls.
Mason up to 15 points on the night. And you know what she did? She set her feet, she caught the pass, and she shot. Steph Curry-esque right there.
And that's going to be a charge against Stensgaard, and we'll go the other way. Tartan looking to build off the 9-point lead.
Not too sure I saw a charge on that one, Sam. Nobody hit the dirt, so nonetheless, Tartan, they got momentum. They're up by 9, the biggest lead of the night. Let's see if they can keep it up, and I think we're going to see a little bit of a heat check here.
Mason's going to let it go.
I was right. She just didn't make it.
Yeah,
sorry, Sam.
I think she was thrown off that nobody stepped up.
She's like, don't you guys know I'm on fire?
Miss there, Danzo for the rebound. And that is what Danzo does best.
Danzo up to 6 points on the game.
Ekarecki, nice job, a little hesitation, blow by, and gets the easy bucket, so it's a 9-point game once again.
Yeah, 9-point game, 8 points for Ekarecki.
And she's the one D'ing up Chevrolet. We talked about Chevrolet only 5 points against Tartan their first matchup. I mean, obviously this Tartan team's going to know the type of player Chevrolet is, but maybe Ekarecki is a good defensive matchup.
It just might be, Sam. She's only got 6 points right now in the first half, and as long as you hold her to under what she averages per game, you're going to be in good shape.
Cara Mason with the baseball pass. Mosher, a quick three. Ekarecki follows. Offensive board gets the follow-up. And it's 34-23 with a minute and a half left to go in the first half.
Yeah, Ekarecki up to double digit now. Averages 15 points per game on the year. Almost 16. Has 10 on the night. I think we're going to see a 20-point game out of her, Sam.
If you're Coach Stensgaard, John, you worried a little bit about your team's urgency. It doesn't seem very urgent so far here first half. Right as I say that, Stensgaard, the player, knocks down a huge three-pointer.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like they're hustling as much as Tartan is. I agree with you 100% right there, Sam.
They're getting into it a little bit, but they've dug themselves a bit of a hole.
Yeah, Borcher, that nice three right there to get them back in this one. Only down by 8. It was 11.
Stensgaard again, just off the front iron, rebound to Tartan.
Excuse me, that was Stensgaard on that last three.
Emma Munter in for Tartan right now. Ekarecki lets it go off. Mason there for the rebound. Nobody's going after the boards for Simley, boxing out. Got to wonder if it's because they're in the zone defense. Are they struggling to find a person to get on their hip to box out? A lot of these offensive rebounds going right to a Tartan player, basically uncontested.
Yeah, not exactly too sure, Sam, whether it has to do with the zone, but I think you're right. You know, nobody's going after the boards, maybe expecting someone else to get it. You'd expect with somebody as big as Danzo and Chevrolet on the court, as well as Gullerud, those are all girls nearly 6 feet taller. They should be getting a lot more boards than what's been going on right now, Sam.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed, John, is this Simley bench has a few players injured on the end of the bench. You got to wonder if they're missing some scoring. I know they are at least missing Taiwa Danzo, 11 points per game. Obviously, sister of the Danzo in the game right now. She is out on that bench.
Yeah, that's a big one, Sam.
There's Mason, gets a lane to go, foul, and she's going to get maybe 3 points another way.
She just might, Sam. She's got it going on. You know what? She could feel it. You could see that confidence just oozing out of her. pumped up after that one. I love this excitement that I'm seeing out of Takara Mason. As we talked about, we've been watching her play JV before these games the past 2 years. Finally getting her action, and she's making the most of it. Up to 18 points. She got that 3-point play, Sam. Outstanding basketball. Up to 18 points on the night.
First half points. Takara Mason, I tell you what, if I'm Coach Kurt Russell, during halftime, I just have her out here still shooting with a basketball. Don't even go into the locker room and cool off.
Maybe she needs to keep her feet under her, give her a little break. In the second half, it's all about keeping those legs fresh.
That's right. Well, that buzzer was the end of the first half. A fast and frantic first half, 37-26. Tartan with the big lead, and you can see why, as Simley struggled a little bit shooting the basketball.
Yeah, they sure did, Sam. 1 of 8 from three-pointers, 1 of 6 from free throw, 5 fouls, 2 turnovers. I feel like there's a lot more turnovers or a lot more offensive fouls that they might have had to kill their drives, but Tartan shooting outstanding. Great three-point shooting in that first half. Great second chance points on the rebounds. Not too many fouls. Taking advantage of those free throws, and that's why they have the lead that they have right now, Sam.
Absolutely. Great job on the offensive glass, getting a lot more opportunities. You see it just in terms of the attempts right there from three-pointer. Got to feel the same about the 2-point baskets as well. Tartan, a lot of second chances, and they're making it count, leading by 11. Well, I think we will take a brief break. We will have that second half for you when we return. Tartan up 11 over Simley, 37-26.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember, my strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill, bring good home.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Oh no, what happened?
Dave.
Oh, I got this. Hey, Carol.
Dad. I'm sorry. Okay, you know what? Let's take off his sweatshirt. Get rid of pictures of him. We don't have to look at him. Goodbye, Dave.
Mom, you don't understand. He's tagged in like 400 of my posts.
Well, I can cut out tags.
No, that's not how it works.
What is a tag?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love to share their first with you.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
As you can see, we're standing in the crowded gymnasium here at Tartan High School. So we got the Tartan Titans taking on the Simley Spartans in Metro East girls basketball action, and a heck of a first half by Tartan, huh, John?
Yes, Tartan came out guns a-blazing. You know, they had great passing. They were playing defense very well, getting all over the court, and most importantly, stopping Yazaria Chevre from getting easy buckets. And that's what we're seeing. Takara Mason was absolutely on fire in that first half. You know, she missed a couple shots, but she had a nice stroke from three. She was getting her, she was getting her rebounds. You getting her putbacks. She was playing outstanding, and I think they're going to need her to continue to play like that, if I could speak, in order to keep on winning, Sam.
Absolutely. Chipped in 18 points, I believe, in that first half, leaving that 37-26 lead. But hey, before we get to that second half, let's talk about some upcoming broadcasts here at SEC, because it's exciting times around here.
Yeah, the 26th, we got boys hockey, the 4AA semifinals, and then March 1st, we have boys hockey 4AA championship. So you won't want to miss that. We're not able to air that live. That will be on the next day, right afterwards, or so we hope. So definitely check it out on YouTube the next day. It'll be up there, and we're looking forward to get you guys some great hockey coverage.
Absolutely. For those of you who don't know, not sure why you wouldn't around here, but that Section 4 2A section tournament is basically like a state tournament before the state tournament. A lot of teams, some years 4 teams even, basically could probably be in that state tournament, all vying for one spot.
Crazy, Sam.
But before we get to that, we're here inside in the gymnasium, and Tartan with that lead. Simley's going to start things off, though, with the ball here in the second half. They're going to work it down to Danzo. Danzo back out to Stensgaard. Stensgaard's got the quick release and gets it to go.
Yeah, Stensgaard's second 3 of the night. She's up to 6 points. All 3s from her tonight. She cuts that deficit down to 8 after being down by 11 to start the half.
Akureke drops it back for Cummings. Cummings' shot doesn't hit anything, and it'll go the other way.
Cummings has got to start. She's not hitting the broadside of the bar even at the end of that first half. Time to either drive the basket or find somebody else open, because your shot's cold tonight, and as a basketball player, you got to know that when you're cold, you got to know when to dish. You got to know when you're cold.
Yeah, the more they can penetrate, and hopefully Takara Mason can get open from three-point line, I think the better Tartan will be better off.
Yeah, as we saw a lot of ball movement that first half to get her open and get those easy 3s, Sam. Sometimes just not even being covered.
Stensgaard inside. Good look to Gellerud. Gellerud is going to knock it down for the block.
Yeah, Gellerud up to 6 points now on the game.
Aurora Roberts, I think she was anticipating maybe a little bit of contact or a block of the ball, throws it way up, comes off, and Zaria Chevrolet racing the other way. Off, Danzo rebound, and Simley is right back in this one. And John, I was worried that halftime break was going to be the worst thing to happen to Tartan, and Coach Kurt Russell is going to take a quick timeout.
Yeah, this Simley team is coming out just like Tartan did in the start of the first half, and they're coming out hot, getting a 3, getting a couple low post baskets, playing tenacious defense, not letting Tartan get any shots. It's a totally 180 flip for these two ball clubs, and Simley's right back in it.
There's a happy fan, or should I say volunteer. Want to tell you guys that we always need the work of our volunteers to do our productions here at SEC, and they have a lot of fun while doing it, as you can tell. If you have any interest in volunteering, working behind the scenes, running camera, doing some of the behind the scenes production stuff in the truck outside, you can give a call to 651-747-3821 or email Arlen at sectv.org. There's Alex Westad, one of our great volunteers. A lot of times you hear him on the mic here at SEC, but helping out behind the scenes. You can get a little bit of variety if you help us out as well.
Yeah, lots of great experience if you're going to school. If you're looking to get your broadcasting chops, we're looking for broadcasters as well. So it's a great time here at SEC. And we got one leaving us today as well. Last broadcast for our producer, Anthony Miller.
That's right, lest we forget.
We're not related, but it's a tearful send-off.
Absolutely. He's been with us for the past couple of years, done a lot of great things around here, and really amped up some of these sports productions and been instrumental in getting out there a lot in the community. So really appreciate Anthony and all of his efforts.
Terrible shot selection by Tartan to start the second half. I have no idea what's going on with this team. Coach Russell has to get them on track, especially coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, no good there. Not a lot of design of that play out of the timeout. As you mentioned, usually you got something drawn up that can give you a good look at the very least.
Yeah, it said it was a contested 2 into nowhere, and Takara Mason needs to, get the ball in her hands like it is right now.
She gives it off to Roberts. Roberts pulls up, and that is a 2 just inside the three-point line, but nice shot.
Yeah, 8 points now for Roberts on the night.
Got to wonder if Coach Russell was a little concerned about the quickness of that shot, but anytime you see it fall through the hoop, you breathe a little sigh of relief.
Yeah, especially when it was a high, a long range 2, a very low percentage shot. I mean, you don't like it, but if it goes, it goes. It's one of those, you bite your tongue, it goes in, and you exhale.
Nice move by Zaria Chevre, using some strength to get position there, draws the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Sam, I got a feeling this one's going to come down to the last couple minutes of the game, but as you just said, great job there by Chevre. You got a feeling they're going to get her a lot more touches here in the second half, get her near her average on the season of 14 points per game.
I mean, that's something that's so surprising about the first meeting between these two, with her only getting 5 points, is you'd imagine that Chevre, type of player she is, gets to the free throw line a lot. I would, if I'd Coach Stensgaard, I would definitely be encouraging her to be aggressive, get to the free throw line, get free baskets.
Yeah, I feel like that's always one of the things with Chevre. She's never too selfish of a basketball player, even though she's one of the best basketball players on the court, and sometimes that's detrimental to her. But, you know, I'd rather have a team player sometimes than somebody who just chucks up a bunch of shots.
Good job by Mason. Finds the open player. Ekareki, foot was on the line, but a long two goes through. And it's 41-35 Tartan.
Yeah, Ekareki up to 12 points now. As I said, Mason has such a good feel for where everybody is on the court with that nice pass right there, proves it.
Chevre from three. She missed a couple in the first half. With that smooth of a jumper, I didn't think she was going to keep missing.
Oh, no, Sam. She definitely has a nice shot. And eventually, like you said, one was bound to fall.
So 3-point game now all of a sudden after the 11-point deficit at the half.
It's a nice little pick and roll play that didn't come to fruition. Unfortunately, there's a travel there by Roberts. And it's a turnover, and they're only up by 3. They're, their lowest lead since about 4 or 5 minutes left in the first half.
We talked about the intensity of Simley in the first half. Looks like an entirely different team here second half. They're first to the loose ball, getting up the court, attacking the basket aggressively.
Yeah, one thing about Simley is they have such big size. I mean, you got Chevre, you got Gullerud. They're girls who you need to get the ball down to the post, especially Danza right here. She gets this 2 to go. Your team is so big, as she's up to 10 points on the night, that you just got to work the post, and eventually it's going to start clicking for you. Oh,
Cara Mason, you can see that coming from a mile away. Uses the screen nicely and knocks it down. She's trying to quiet the Simley contingent.
Oh, I think she did, Sam. That three-pointer was huge, up to 21 points on the night. Double her season average, over double. She's having a game to remember, just a sophomore.
Gellerud, nice pass from the post. Borkert can't get it to go. Ekareki the board, and we'll head the other way. She's gonna go all the way, and up and in. 46-40, Tartan now lead.
14 points now for Ekareki. Nice little answer back to Simley after they were down to a 1-point lead.
Stensgaard thought about pulling the trigger there. Works it to Danzo. Danzo's probably not going to shoot. She works it over to Borkert. Little move, Danzo in the paint. Foul on the ground. Thought he might go with the 3 seconds.
Yeah, one thing about Danzo is you don't have to guard her unless you're 4 feet within the basket. She's been afraid to take shots farther out than that all game too. I think she can make a couple of them, but she's just a little hesitant tonight.
Gellerud out to Franco. Franco looks to go baselines, drops it back into Gellerud. Gellerud back out. Good defense from Tartan. Chevre now pulls up. Shot is long, goes over the backboard, and will go the other way.
Yeah, I mean, Chevre's been missing tonight, but not by much on any shot. She's been right in there. It's a game of inches, just like all other sports.
Roberts slows it. Now back out to Roberts from the corner, short. Danzo with the board. And this is where Zaria Chevre can be at her best, attacking in the transition, and you can see why. Gets the easy bucket.
Yeah, Chevre up to 13 points on the night, 1 less than her season average. She has 7 points in this second half alone, and we're only 4.5 minutes in.
Mason doing it down low, couldn't get it off soon enough. Gellerud there with the help and the big rejection.
Yeah, Mason just took 1 second, or like a split second too long, like you said, Sam. Couldn't get it up quick enough.
Great job getting herself open, though.
Yeah, it looked like she was going to go in for an easy two. She's been making adjusted baskets all night.
Chevrolet to Stensgaard. Stensgaard now going to set things up. Gillerud beyond the arc. Given to Danzo. Quick pass out to Chevrolet. Nice design there by Simley to get Chevrolet the open shot. But just off.
Half an inch, Sam. That's all she's been missing by all game. That one just barely rimmed out. She gets that one a half an inch higher. Drains it. Nothing but net.
A little surprising. This is a gym she should be familiar with. Now Mason trying to do things more in the post position. And it looks like it last was touched by Franco as she tried to save it from going out of bounds. So will stay with Tartan. But Mason shooting a lot of threes, and now she's going down low.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You know, maybe they're, guarding her a little tougher on three. She's finding ways to work inside. We get 2 shots here as Gullerud fouls Roberts.
We talked about the importance of free throws. These free throws for Tartan in the second half are going to be huge. Roberts just off.
Like I said, in girls high school basketball, you want to make about 50% or around there on your free throws.
Roberts knocks down 1 of 2. Gets Tartan back up 5.
Gives her 9 points on the game. She averages 11 on the year, so she's going to get there tonight, Sam. Little too much body there for Moster. Nice job there by Bonita. Drawing that foul, drawing the contact, especially when she was driving to the corner of the three-point line, dead man's land, still draws the foul. A little too much excitement there by Moster.
4 team fouls right now on Tartan, only 1 for Simley.
Yeah, that excitement almost got Moster a steal and a 2 going the other way. Fortunately, she couldn't stay in bounds on that one.
Moster now with 3 fouls, so she's going to have to watch the aggressive play just a little bit. We're counting down to about 11:15 left to go here, second half. Tartan with the surprising 5-point lead.
1 point, it was as high as 11 going into the second half. But we're going to have a timeout here. Don't know why the refs didn't call a timeout before that while she was getting the ball. Lots of time wasted by the referees there.
We will take a break, take a breather. A nice start to the second half for Simley.
Yeah, nice start to the second half by Simley. You know, they got Chevrolet on fire. But first, let's get into a little bit of the social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at /SCCTV, and at Twitter it's at SCCTV Sports. As you see, that girl on her phone is hitting up SCC TV Sports on Twitter right now. Or you can follow me at John SCC TV. Sam's not that active, but he's at Sam SCC TV. Or you can follow our cameraman Alex right next to us at Alex SCC TV. We're always looking for the latest social media for Sports Path and stuff like that once we get ramped up here. But yes, or you go to YouTube, you can find all the latest games, all the latest Sports Path. Games from years ago if you're one of those people who wants to get nostalgic.
Danzo follows her own miss, gets the bucket. I was a little surprised to see not everyone on their cell phone there during the break. Glad to see some people still with us here and now.
Maybe they're watching us live on Public Access TV.
Strong take from Katya Cummings, and we got a foul coming in.
Crowd not too happy here for the Simley side, and I think they have a right to be a little upset at that one, Sam. Let's see if Cummings can take advantage of these points right here. She gets the first one to fall.
That'll be big if she can get both right here. Keep that 5-point lead. Nothing but net from Cummings on the free throws.
5-point lead. She's got 5 points on the night.
Gellerud called on that last possession, called on the foul, I should say, her third. Chevrolet out to Gellerud. Gellerud's going to let it go. A nice little jump shot from the post player.
8 points now for Gellerud. Gullerud came into the season averaging 6, so 2 points more. Somebody had to step up with Tywa Danzo out hurt on the bench. Tywa Danzo averaging 11.1 points per game on the year.
Shot from Roberts off. Hit backboard. Ekareki tracks it down. Tartan's going to regroup. Yeah, I think you're right, John. Coach Russell's going to have them slow it down a little bit as they've got the 3-point lead. Under 10 to go now, but not a huge advantage that you're holding on to.
Danzo getting a little too handsy there. Probably getting a little bored watching that play develop. Thought she would, spark a little excitement for her team.
That is the third on Danzo, third on Simley here in the second half. Good inbound. Roberts can't catch it cleanly and then gets called for the travel.
Oh, great pass by Mason right there. Throwing it over Gullerud. Gullerud lost that ball in the air and she just turned around and hoped and prayed that it wasn't going to land in Roberts' lap. It did. Unfortunately, Roberts wasn't able to come down with it, and then she ends up traveling.
Simley with a chance to tie it right here. Chevre, good pump fake to get to the easy land, takes contact. Maybe a little roll of the ankle.
I think just a little bit. It didn't look like too much, but you can see it from here. Land awkwardly just a little bit. Comes hobbling up right after that landing.
Looks like she's got not quite low tops, but a little bit mid-top sneakers on. Always increases the chance you might roll an ankle there. No good on the free throw, but I think she's doing fine.
She gets this one. She's up to her season average 14 points, and she does.
49-47.
Closest the game has been, actually, since it was 41-40 a couple minutes ago.
Good kick from Cummings. Roberts moves it to Ekareki. She can't get the three. Good job by Roberts to race down the board.
I think Roberts could have pump faked Gullerud out of her sneakers on that one and drove the basket. Instead, she went for the pass.
Mason drives, pulls up, and knocks it down. I was going to say they've really been sticking somebody on Mason in this second half, but she's starting to find a way.
23 points now for Takara Mason.
Gullerud, liking that wing jumper, knocks it down again. And Chevre going after the inbound. We're going to have a jump ball possession. We'll keep it with Tartan.
10 points now for Gullerud. She's got a nice mid-range jump shot. Same with Takara Mason. Was that shot filthy on the other end or what?
Mason making everything happen herself on that one. Gullerud, you got to imagine if Chevre can drive, Gullerud be open for that little jump shot. I mean, that's a play they can have all day long.
I think you're right, Sam. I think we'll be seeing that in the future. Wide open lane for Mason.
You can tell she doesn't love to go left, kind of pulled up there after a couple dribbles to the left, misses a jump shot.
She didn't look comfortable on the dribble, but she did look comfortable to getting off the dribble and step back jump shot right there. Is a beautiful, beautiful placing.
No call there. Refs thought rather that Tartan got all ball.
Yeah, I think Chevre was a little erratic on that one too.
Mosher open for three, can't get it. Rebound bouncing around. Roberts there. She tries to attack Gullerud, and Gullerud called for the foul. And the Simley fans don't like it.
Yeah, Gullerud just definitely got her with the body right there. Nice job by Roberts drawing the contact. She didn't jump straight to her. She jumped to the basket. You watch right here. She comes up with the board. Gullerud bounces her with the chest. It's going to get called every time.
Nice hustle from Aurora Roberts, so keeping that possession alive.
10 points on the night now. Yeah, she's been hustling all game, Sam. I think this team has been showing a lot of heart tonight. And, it kind of makes you wonder why their record is the way it is. I mean, maybe, these girls are young, only one senior on the team. As she gets up to 11 points and gives her team a 3-point lead, I think this team is going to be pretty good by the time, by next year and the year after that.
Absolutely. Just taking a glance at some of their non-conference games from earlier in the year, they're playing some of the top 4A schools in the state. Hopkins, Woodbury, Rosemount. These are big, big schools.
Eastridge, yep.
And Tartan actually only in the 3A division. We're only in the 3A division. Those schools undoubtedly in 4A.
Oh, yeah.
Good learning experience, no doubt.
got to wonder how that wasn't called a travel, Sam.
Stensgaard trying to do something, but great defense from Tartan. That's the best shot you can get.
Yeah, I think we saw 2 travels on that play that weren't called, Sam. It was very, it's like we're watching James Harden out there.
Blurring the lines of a step back travel a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
Like Robin Thicke, or isn't that a song, Blurred Lines?
That is a song, and that is a criticism of James Harden's step back. Some people argue that is a travel.
Oh yeah, and finally a travel is called. The 3rd time's the charm. So a 4-point lead now for Tartan.
You can see Mason content with just bringing up very slowly, gets it across. And we'll see what type of urgency Tartan has. Defense backs off. Mason got a good look, just short.
Got to get back.
Franco on the rebound. Mason hustles back. And now Zaria Chevre will start it for Tartan. Good look inside to Danzo. And nice play by the experienced Chevre. When you see Danzo down there got onto that block, got her defender pinned that low, get the ball down there. Not only does she get the bucket, she gets the foul as well and a chance at a 3-point play.
Yeah, Danzo like coming in, averaging 7 points on the game. And she's got 15 right now. So over double her season average. A lot of people stepping up tonight. It's like they know this is a Metro battle for the Metro East. But this is a huge game. If Simley loses, that game at the end of the year against Hill Murray might be meaningless.
Yeah, I tell you what else Simley's got on the line. We were looking at some of their section standings during the last break. Simley ranked number 1 in section 3A, but also ranked number 7 in the entire class of 3A. So a loss here tonight certainly would affect that standing.
Yeah, so if they lose tonight, that puts them at 10-2 in the conference. Hill Murray is 11-1. So even if Hill Murray doesn't lose and Simley still beats them, even if Simley owns the season record of 2-0 against Hill Murray, if they tie at the top of the conference, it's just a split.
It's a shared conference title.
It's a shared conference title. So this is a big one. They got to come back if they want to come back and get this conference crown.
And that you just saw, last game of the season for Simley is going to be against Hill Murray. Now looking at Tartan's upcoming schedule, and you like that game on the 21st at South St. Paul. Last time they played South St. Paul back on Wednesday, February 6th. 78-43, one of the biggest wins for Tartan this season.
Yeah, crazy, Sam. And, they play St. Anthony to end the year. This team could finish at a solid 7-6-1.
I believe, yeah, that may have been a typo. That's around, maybe one of those games got canceled due to weather.
Yeah, it says
and it's of our information. Rather than cancellation, it just has it put as a tie, which can be a little deceptive.
Yeah, that could be it. Nonetheless, they could still, they could go 5-6-1, and then win the next 2 and go 6-6-1. So they could end up with a 500 conference record.
Zaria Chevre showing her knowledge of former teammates there. She picked the pocket of Takara Mason. Mason gets it back though after the missed layup.
Leads down to 1, Sam.
Katia Cummings, good look, and that would have been a big 3-pointer to knock down.
Yeah, shots are not falling this half for Simley. Ref lets Tartan get away with a lot of contact right there.
Stensgaard from 3, that's short. She didn't get the legs underneath. Now Hepper puts it up. That doesn't go. Danzo there for the rebound amongst 3 Titans. And draws the foul.
Danzo put some finesse into this Simley team. Back-to-back offensive boards.
And a big round of applause from Sister Taiwa at the end of the bench over there for Simley. And Danzo's going to go to the free throw line.
I think we're in the 1-and-1, Sam.
I think you're right. Just glance there, and yep, they had added the foul on the wrong side. So now 17 fouls for Tartan, 4 for Simley. 1-and-1. Danzo, nothing but net.
16 points on the night now for her. Stepping up for her sister who's out, getting those extra points. Her sister averaging 11. She's only averaging 7. And now she's got 17 points on the night.
And more importantly, she got Simley back in front, 54-53. And for Tartan, not much offensively besides number 33.
That is their first lead since the start of the game.
Roberts shot off the heel. Rebound up for grabs, and Stensgaard is there.
Too many errant threes, Sam. They're not doing what they're not slowing it down. They're taking rush threes like they know
And now
they
we got
need one to fall.
4-on-1 the other way. Zarya Chevre unable to do anything with it. Sorry, John. Tartan now with a chance to take the lead back.
Great move. Oh, unfortunately, she couldn't get to go in.
Roberts again. How about the hustle of Aurora Roberts here, second half?
Aurora Roberts, just a junior, yeah, she's a hustler. And, Tartan is only 1 of 8 on threes here in this first half. They had a lot falling in the second half, excuse me. They had a lot falling in that first half. Night and day team when it comes to shooting in these halves. And you got to wonder, was that first half for real? Or are these girls just tired and their legs aren't getting underneath them in the second half? Because three-pointers and shooting is all about, getting your legs underneath you.
Same goes for free throws towards the end of the game. They get a lot harder once you've been running for nearly 40 minutes.
12 points now for Aurora Roberts to tie the game here. 54-54. Tartan 6 for 9 on free throws here in the second half. So very good shooting free throws here, and that's why they're still in this ball game after blowing the lead.
Chevre.
Danzo's got to take that shot. Wide open. The top corner of the free throw line.
Chevre does a great job penetrating off the dribble, but a lot of times she'll leave her feet before she knows what she's going to do with the ball. Saw it on that 4-on-1 where she turned it over and almost turned it over right there. Don't leave your feet before you pass the ball.
Exactly right, Sam. We're going to foul here, and this is going to be a defensive foul on Roberts for pushing Danzo. Getting a little testy down there. Roberts' aggressiveness comes back to bite her on that one, and that's a big one because they're in the bonus. We're under 5 minutes, so Simley could easily get in the double bonus here, Sam, before the end of the game, and that's not what you want to see, especially when Simley has 5 fouls. 18 points now Danzo's up to, Sam, so she's averaging her and her sister's average combined now. Stepping up. Wow, great free throw shooting from Danzo. Sorry, Sam. I think she's missed one all night.
Definitely hit her last 4 big ones. And like you said, somebody was going to have to step up for Simley, filling those 11 points missed by Taiwo Danzo. Well, her sister did an excellent job.
Yeah, now she's got both averages +1.
Into Mason. Mason inside the paint, tries a little fade jumper. That doesn't go, and Franco with the rebound.
Yeah, I think Mason's tired, Sam. I think she definitely isn't playing with the same tenacity that she was playing in the first half or even at the beginning of the second half. There's 5 minutes left to go. How bad do you want it? Great pass.
Good screen and roll as well. Hepper gets open, but excellent find by Stensgaard. You are absolutely right. And Simley now with their biggest lead at 4.
Yeah, Hepper's first 2 points of the night, just a sophomore, contributing.
Akarecki taking it to the hoop. She gets fouled. 6-team foul for Simley, but we'll shoot 2.
Sam, who have we not talked about much here this second half for that Tartan team?
You tell me.
Akarecki.
I believe
That's huge, Sam. She had a great first half. She seemed to be all over the court, passing, drawing double coverages. This half, we're not really seeing it.
Yeah, she's had good looks, just haven't got them to go.
She is up to 15 points on the night, so she's having a heck of a game. But I think they just need a little more out of her. Mason's really been putting this team on her back with her 23 points.
Rebound to Danzo after the missed second free throw, 58-55. Just about 4 minutes to go if we get the clock running. And well, it is running. Our clock is not going. We will get that corrected as soon as possible, but 3:55 left to go here in the game. 58-55, the lead for Simley.
I'm feeling a Takara Mason 3 from the top of the key.
She gives it to Roberts. Roberts with the quick, long 2. That's no good, and it'll go right back down the other way.
Terrible shot selection. You're going to your offhand, and you shoot a fadeaway jump shot going away from the basket. It's a tough shot for any basketball player to make, and I don't really like it.
And you saw Coach Russell saying there was nobody there for the rebound. You know, telling Roberts, yeah, you're open for that shot, but if you miss, we didn't have anybody underneath the basket to get the rebound, so if you miss, we don't get the ball anymore, and that's exactly what happened.
Set there. Exactly right, Sam. You know, it's got to be disappointing for Coach Russell. You know, your team is playing so well the first half, and they seemed to, like, it wasn't even a coaching thing in the second half. Your team just started rushing it. Like, they knew they were playing with their backs against the wall, and that lead wasn't safe, and they tried everything they could, you know, throwing up threes, praying that they would go in like the first half, when they just needed to slow it down, you know, pass the ball like they were doing in the first half, and find the open shooter, and they just got away from it.
Credit to Simley as well. I think they made a concerted effort of D'ing up Takara Mason when we saw Mason shoot a lot of open three-pointers in the first half. And quite frankly, she just hasn't even had the attempts in the second half.
No, not at all. Like I said, she looked like she was getting gassed at the start of the second half. And like you said, Sam, maybe she should have stayed out at halftime and just kept going. But I think she would have been even more tired.
Sometimes halftime can be the worst thing for a team. You know?
She played so hard in that first half, it's hard not to see why she's tired at this game. She was all over the court playing harder than anybody. So, you know, it's tough, and nobody really has stepped up. Ekareke has been shut down. Cummings has taken terrible three-point shots all night. Moster's been hustling, but she hasn't shot the ball at all. Nobody else, I mean, they only have 4 people who have scored points in this game, and you're not going to win like that. Yeah, Moster has 0 points on the night.
We were kind of questioning the intensity of Simley in the first half, and maybe by design they kind of took it a little bit easy so that they could have more energy towards the end of this game and hopefully pull away.
Yeah, they're also missing a lot of easy shots too in the first half. That played a part. I think both things played into it there, Sam. But I think we're seeing a little more aggressiveness. Yeah, they might have held off in the first half, tried to play it slow, come out with more tenacity in the second half, and Tartan, exact opposite. But ever since the start of the second half, it's been a complete 180 for these two teams.
You see Danzo giving no window to Takara Mason to shoot the ball. They are in the 2-3 zone, but still D'ing right up on her. Kind of whenever Mason has the ball, they sort of get out of that 2-3 zone. She's able to get open, but can't knock it down.
Ball's going to go to Simley. So unfortunately, great look from Mason. Like I said, I think your legs are out from underneath her, and when your shot is so dependent on, you know, one fluid, great motion, you got to know you need to put some extra oomph on it because your legs aren't giving you what you need. I know I've said that a few times now, Sam, but I think it's played a huge part in Mason's shot here in the second half.
Oh, and anytime you see that shot go short like that last one, usually a good indicator. Didn't get enough legs into it.
Yeah, it definitely seemed straight too. It was not much arch on there either. And she's got one of the prettier shots that you'll see from any high school basketball player. Ooh. I don't know, Sam. What do you think about that one?
I like the good aggressive defense.
It's tough now because that's going to put them near the double bonus.
Mosher, I believe now with foul number 4 as well. So maybe coming out of this one.
You got to wonder, the lack of bench for Tartan has really hurt. They got Emma Munter, who's just a freshman, sitting over there, as well as I can't remember who the other one was, but she hasn't played much at all tonight either. I think that's Michaela Harris.
Yeah, you take a look at the bench for Simley versus the bench for Tartan, and quite a fuller bench on that Simley side.
Who just shot those 2 free throws?
So Mason with it, baseline, finds Roberts. Roberts hesitates, didn't know what to do with it, and turns it over.
It's been those plays like that all game. They try to do too much when that wide open shot was right there. We're gonna get a timeout here.
Danzo got herself caught up in a situation not used to, bringing the ball up. Good job by Tartan doing that double team, and smart by Coach Stensgaard to call that timeout.
Yeah, that was a killer of a possession there by Tartan. I mean, wide open too. But upcoming broadcasts, you know, we got a lot of hockey, Sam. Why don't you tell us a little more about the 4AA?
Great hockey area, going to be another great section tournament again this year. White Bear Lake, very good team this year. One of the teams we cover, looking to maybe lock down that #1 seed in that section. Now they've kind of been the perennial runner-up in that section tournament. Love to get that #1 seed. I believe they had the #1 seed last year as well. Lost in the section championship. very good season for them last year. Great season again this year. So a lot of big expectations for White Bear. Still watered down a little bit this year, but as always, a lot of strong teams in that section tournament. And just can't wait to see how it unfolds. Like you said, can't do it live because of state high school rules, but we will have it for you on replay, and then of course upload it to the YouTube channel after we air it on the Suburban Community Channel airwaves.
And then the week after that, we'll be having the boys basketball section tournament. We'll be at Minneapolis Washburn, a great place. Or is it Minneapolis Washburn?
St. Paul, Washington.
St. Paul, Washington. That's where we usually go to cover the games. Great basketball, always played there. Gonna guess it's Matamidi versus who's the team they always play every year? Columbia Heights. It's always a great matchup between those two, Sam. Javon Hadley getting looked at by the Gophers.
One of the studs for Matamidi, doing big things. Yeah, that section tournament always good. Always a lot of good basketball around our parts as well.
Yeah, Javon Hadley, not just a star basketball player, but a star football player as well. But he's got a great basketball career ahead of him. But, you know, let's see if Tartan can get a little comeback right here. See if they can find that shooting stroke that they had in the first half.
Simley just starting to pull away, up 5 now. Roberts attacking, can't get it to go, and Danzo with the rebound. Roberts slow to get up. Looks like she maybe banged her knee right onto the hardwood.
Yeah, I think you could hear it, Sam. It sounded like it hurt. Got to get back. Your team's on the line.
Stensgaard content to just dribble it around as we're getting down to the closing moments in this one. Under a minute and a half to go. Chevrolet going to take it. Leaves her feet, dishes. Franco has it. And I think the message from Coach Stensgaard is just hold the ball.
That's Moster's 5th. She's out.
That's something I think Coach Russell, you want to communicate to your players with 4 fouls. Okay, if we're going into a foul situation here, it can't be you if you want hers to stay out on the floor.
But maybe it was. I mean, Moster hasn't scored a point all game. I think they're going to miss her tenacity on defense, but there's a minute left. You need to shoot her out there.
Franco knocks down a big first free throw as Simley's into the double bonus.
Franco now up to 6 points on the night. 2 for 3 from free throw. Three for 4. Tough half for Tartan here in the second half. Really letting this one slip away. I don't know how to sum it up other than there's a lot of errant shots that just weren't, that they didn't need to take, and it's that's been the story of the second half.
Yeah, and Takara Mason was just not there to knock down the open shots that she got in the first half. Well, with our timeout, I'm going to remind you once again that, no more dancing this time, but we got to remind you that we can't do what we do without the work of our volunteers. They always do a wonderful job. Sorry, John.
This broadcast is powered by dancing, so it's going to shut off if we don't get some dancing here.
It is powered by Dancing Energy. Oh, we got somebody going for it. Oh, more dancing energy. Hey, over here.
The Ferris Bueller's Dad's Dance. I love it. Hey.
So like I said, can't do what we do without the work of volunteers. If you want to be a camera operator, maybe work behind the scenes, call the number on your screen or email Arlen at scctv.org. Obviously, we have a lot of fun doing it, and we need your help.
Couldn't do it without him.
Mason.
She should have popped the 3 right there, and she does right now.
And where was that earlier in the second half? It's going to be a 4-point game. That's a big shot from Takara Mason.
26 points for her now. There's 55 seconds left to go. We're under 1 minute here. I think you got a foul.
Yeah, have a little bit of problem with our clock. 4-point game. Off the exchange. Franco going for a shot, and it goes to Takara Mason. Mason not with a ton of time, but enough. They don't need a 3 right here, but they need a quick bucket. Mason's trying to get the 3 off. Chevrolet hip to it. And out there with the pressure defense. And I think
there's a timeout on that one. I think Tartan, they wasted too much time on that play. Once there was the double team on, I forget who got the ball, Mason, they needed to call a timeout right there instead of letting those precious seconds tick off the clock. But they're only down by 4, Sam. Like you said, they only needed 2.
Yeah, it looked like they really wanted to get Mason for a three-pointer, even if it was long out. That wasn't there, and didn't really have a backup plan. So I think that's what they're going to the drawing board for.
I think they know that. And like we said, now only 4 starters have scored. I mean, and now Moster's out. So they're not going to have all 5 starters score a point in this game, and they have 0 bench points. That's tough to win a ball game like that, Sam.
Absolutely. I mean, John, I was going to say, you'd think right now you'd set up a play to get yourself an open layup underneath the basket, but quite frankly, for Tartan, a contested Takara Mason three-pointer has been falling just as much as even like an open layup underneath.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, Ekareke hasn't been getting great shots on the basket here in the second half. It's been the tale of 2 halves. Munter has 0 points on this one. I mean, it's tough. Who's going to step up? It can't just be Mason. Guarantee you that, you know, Simley comes out, they double team Mason. It's not that hard, like we just saw on that drive right there, and then it forced him to call a timeout.
Because nobody else has been able to knock down any shots consistently for Tartan. They try to get Mason in the corner. Smart to have Chevre on her. She's never going to win that size battle. Munter puts up the follow-up, and the freshman knocks in a big bucket. 62-60, quick play. Ooh. And foul is called. 17.8 seconds, 62-60, and we're headed to the free throw line.
What a play by Munter.
I don't think she knew a whole lot about it, just kind of threw it back up off the backboard and down it went.
You know what? That's exactly what she needed to do when she got that rebound. Beautiful play. That's her first 2 points of the night. They didn't go without the bench scoring, but only 2 points is probably not going to cut it.
Stensgaard off on the first free throw, and that thickens the plot even more here.
It gives Tartan life.
Stensgaard good on the second, 53-50.
Gonna need a 3.
15 seconds to go. 10 seconds now. Roberts, tough shot, off balance. They need a 3, rebound to Gullerud, 5 seconds. And that'll just about do it, especially if Gullerud can knock down a couple big threes, or free throws.
I have no idea what that was from Roberts. That was a bad play. You gotta take the 3 there, right? Because either way, if you foul him, they get a double bonus. And it's just, I don't understand it.
I think that's a case of not quite understanding the situation, maybe not knowing the score.
Yep, Roberts, I mean, she's a junior. She knows better.
Gullerud
seals it with that free throw.
Maybe a little unconventional with the shooting for him, but man, she knocks him down. That one short
for Gullerud.
Tick off the last few seconds. Ekareke long 3 rattles out. Rebound to Chevre, and on a return to Tartan High School, Zaria Chevre and the Simley Spartans pull out a close one, 64-60, and remain tied right atop that Metro East Conference.
14 points, her season average she ended up with, so Chevre did what she needed to do, and she goes 2-0 against her team, and she's going to get 2 more shots to play them next year as well. And she's got this team tied at the top of the Metro East Conference with Hill Murray, Sam.
So 14 points for Zaria Chevre, about 26-28 for Takara Mason as we take a look at some of the game stats.
Yeah, Simley, both these teams not very good from 3, both shooting 25% from 3 here throughout the game. Free throws, they're pretty similar. Both teams did very well shooting free throws, but in the end, it was Tartan had more fouls, and Simley was in the double bonus, you know, with about 4 or 5 minutes left in the second half, and that made a huge difference. And also, Tartan went ice cold, Sam. Second half, they came out lifeless, and they stayed that way throughout that whole 17 minutes.
Yeah, a bit of a flip-flop of energy. Simley came out flat first half, picked up the energy in the second half. Tartan goes cold and ends up losing it 64-60. Well, that'll do it for us. Zaria Chevre, the big winner on a return to Tartan. We want to thank you for watching this presentation of high school girls basketball right here on SEC. And Anthony, we're gonna miss you, my man.